The Thomas Wooden Railway Range. One of the most iconic merchandise ranges in all Thomas and Friends history. From its humble beginnings in 1992 all the way up to current day, the Wooden Railway Range has made hundreds, if not thousands, of items every single year. And when it comes to the Thomas Wooden Railway Range, making multi-packs or 3 packs is a no-brainer, but throughout the years there have been some rather odd or just plain out weird multi-packs, and today we're gonna be covering some of them. So the first one is the 2011 Wooden Railway Narrow Gauge Engine 3-pack, which includes Rheneas, Peter Sam, and Rusty. This 3-pack, in my opinion, is a very prime example of we have extra stock we need to get rid of. As you can tell, that this was just an attempt to get rid of a bunch of old stock they didn't need anymore. As for some, as I get why they're using the 2004 Rheneas and the 2000s Rusty in this pack, since both these models have been around for a long time up to that point in time. But why did they use the 2002 style Peter Sam? They already had updated Peter Sam back in 2008, and they gave him a new model that back in 2008, which looks much better than this model. So why didn't they just use the 2008 Peter Sam instead? And for some reason, according to merchandise listings, this set is apparently based off the season 14 episode Victor Says Yes, in which this pack is completely inaccurate because none of these 3 characters appeared in the actual episode. I mean, why did they make this set? Was this like a teaser for Don't Bother Victor? Next set is the Toby and Bash at the Farm set, based on the season 15 episode Toby and Bash. And I just gotta wonder, why did they decide to release this 3-pack of all things, not a 3-pack based on a much better episode like Edward the Hero or Stop That Bus? Like, why? I also find it weird that they didn't release Wooden Railway 3-packs of the other episodes from the 15th series where a main character is paired up with one of the logging locos. Like, they only made a Toby and Bash set, and they didn't release a Emily and Dash or Gordon Ferdinand set for some reason. I really wish they did, though. Although the cow van does somehow make the set slightly better. Anyways, moving on. Next, we got the Biff Bash Bosh set, which is based off another terrible episode from season 15 known as Kevin the Steamy. Why did they decide to make this Why did they decide to make this episode into a Wooden Railway pack of all things? I don't know. Why couldn't they have chosen a better episode? Although I do like the Steamworks car with barrel that comes with the set. I would really love to have the set in my collection, as I already have the 2011 Percy and the Kevin in my collection. Next, the Ivo Hugh and the Zoo Car set, and I just gotta ask, why did they decide to release Ivo Hugh of all characters? Like, he only appeared in the Railway series in one single book. Why did they decide to release him of all characters? But I'm personally not complaining. I love Ivo Hugh. And for some reason they decided to pair him up with the Zoo Cars, in which, fun fact, I do own the Zoo box fan, as you can clearly see. I sadly don't own the Hippo car or the Ivo Hugh, unfortunately. Hopefully one day I will. But I just find it so weird that they decided to release Ivo Hugh of all characters, and they just decided to release him in this 3-pack with a Hippo car and basically an animal cage on wheels. Like, legit. why did they decide to release Ivo Hugo characters? Anyways, moving on. Another odd set is the Coldy and the Apple Orchard Cars set. This also includes another Railway Series character who never appeared in the show, that being Coldy, the mountain engine, as well as including 2 Apple Orchard cars, one which is like some weird tipper car, and one which is like a flat car, which is much more longer, and it has a forklift with a crate full of apples. I'm really hoping that I legit want Coldy to return in the 2026 series, and I really hope that if they do adapt the mountain engine stories in the show one day, I hope that they also make a story about Coldy working at about an apple orchard on the Coldy Fell Railway. That would low-key be interesting to see. Next one is not a multi-pack, but a character who has been released consistently in the Wooden Railway range, and that is Rickety. Like, for some reason, despite Rickety being a character created by the Wooden Railway range, Rickety has had like so many variants. He's had an orange variant, a gold mine variant, a chocolate car variant, and even a CGI variant. Why did they decide to release so many variants of Rickety? He only appeared in like one illustration of the Railway series. Why did they decide to release him over characters like Jock? Another weird set of characters are the adventures of insert character here, in which basically these packs include special variants of the characters based off various episodes, such as with the Adventures of Thomas pack, which includes Paint Splatter Thomas, Thomas Comes to Breakfast Thomas, and Snowplow Thomas. Now, I actually used to have this street pack as a kid, but I sadly don't anymore because, well, I grew out of Thomas for a short period of time, but during my youth. I would love to get my hands on this multi-pack again one day. Then here's the Adventures of James set, which includes James with Team Colors based off the Season 10 episode Thomas and the Colors, and Busy V James based off the Season 10 episode The Green Controller. I really wish that they included a third variant of James in this, likely either a tar covered James based on the Season 1 episode Dirty Objects, or maybe maybe if they since this multi-pack was released around the same time was released around the same time was released around like 2009. I feel like if they did another release of this pack, they should have included a pink variant of James based off the Season 13 episode Tinkled Pink. But overall, I would still love to get my hands on this multi-pack one day. Then there's the Adventures of Percy pack, which I used to own as a kid, but sadly don't, in which comes with Chocolate Covered Percy based off Percy's Chocolate Crunch, Dust Covered Percy based off, I don't know, and Jack Frost Percy based off Jack Frost from Season 6. I had this pack as a kid, but I sadly don't. The next odd pack is the Skarloey and the Puppet Show pack, based off the absolutely awful episode from Season 12, Push Me, Pull You. Why did they decide to release this pack? Why did they decide to make a Wooden Railway multi-pack out of this atrocity of an episode? I don't know why. And I don't want to know why. And for some reason, the only car it comes with is like some weird cargo car with a puppet show decoration on it. That's just plain lazy. Overall, these multi-packs are rather odd, but I'd like to get my hands on these multi-packs one day. Anyways, bye.